Hey, everybody, morning. Started a minute early. So I thought I'd talk to everybody before I get to 9:15 after starting late the last couple mornings. Welcome Wade, Rex, Dan, Rob, Merle, Ed, Arturo, Rosalind, Robert, Diana, Donald, Sledge, Amy, Eric, Don, Shin. Don't recognize your name, but welcome to the stream. Pat, Sergio. How's it going, Sergio? Still out there world traveling? Dun, 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 dun. Thelma, good morning, everybody. Now, CTAs have been selling, and I think that's what we saw into the close yesterday with the big dip. That was some volatility right there. We haven't seen volatility like that in a long, long time. So that on S&P 500 futures, it was 101 points from the bottom where we spiked down, filled the gap, then we rallied 101 points, and then we took it, funny enough, back to the 786. And then stopped there, and then we've been rallying a little bit overnight. And everything I can tell, that was all CTA, like computerized trading algorithms, going after that yesterday. And we're getting a bit of a rally here back today. When we look at it, look at this right here. Look at that. So, this is interesting, you might say. Look at that. Right into the close yesterday. Right at the close. Spike down, reverse. Right up into dun, 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 the roadmap line on the 15-minute. Look at that. We spiked up to the 15-minute, rejected. We kind of bounced at the 5-minute, I think it was. Bounced around the 5-minute. And then on down, that was a 3-wave, very clear down, very corrective type thing. Nothing was clear about that move into the close yesterday. That was a 3 up and a 3 right back down. So for those of you that know price action at all, and I'm not even sure, maybe one tick difference between the lows there. See the low 32.50, low 33.25. Yeah, so 75 75 cents. 75 3 ticks difference. So this was a higher low. If it can hold, we can get up out of here. That's interesting price action right there. Everything came down right. Look where all the arrows were. It just, I don't know. Sometimes I get lucky. Right at the resistance support resistance point, flip point on the chart. Hey, Goose. Old Mother Goose. Glad to see you, my man. Lieutenant Colonel Goose right there. All right. So where does this all leave us? Well, that's a good question. And you know what? If you want to chat on the stream, if you want to say, hey, good morning, click the button right over here in the corner where the monster is. Oh, almost spilling stuff. Got my peach this morning. One of my more favorite flavors. Although I just can't drink the same flavor every day. Just can't do it. Anyway. And click the link, be a chatter, and be a subscriber, and then you can chat on the live stream while I'm live. If I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. While you're at it, check the description. I have my market roadmap for $5. I'm going live at 10 o'clock, or 10:30, not 10 o'clock, 10:30. Going live at 10:30 today to talk about a special update on crypto. There's some news I want to share with you. We're not going to get into that here right now, but coming up at 10:30, throw the link in the chat right here. You come join me right after the show today. We're going to do that. So it's an interesting development happened in the last few days. I'm going to share that all right there. Alrighty. Moving on. Oh, I guess I should do this before we do anything else here. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get another one right again. All right. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. It is not a recommendation to be buying or selling anything at all. No stuff from gurus, no stocks, no options, no bonds, no forex, no futures, no cryptos, no treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. All right. Every trade, seller, buyer, winner, loser. Which side are you going to be on? 50-50 chance if you don't have an edge. So the whole point of my work It's to try to give you an edge, try to give you something that's reliable, attainable, doable. And a lot of people out there make this seem like it's hard and a mystery. And I mean, really what it is most days, like we only get like 250 trading days, and 240 of them probably in a year. So we're talking about less than 1% of days are the big days. The other 99.5% of the time, it's just a freaking grind out here. And if you desire personal financial advice, you need somebody to tell you what to do, you got to hire a consultant financial advisor. It's not what I do. Not at all. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I do. If there was one piece of advice that I actually do give, is to freaking be careful with your money. All right? Nobody cares about your money more than you do out there. And we got core PCE. It came in right in line. I thought we might see it in line right there on the core. I don't have all the other numbers. I was speculating that we'd probably see that come right back in line. That's pretty historically where it comes in right there. So, yeah, no surprise there. Not for me. I mean, look, we usually oscillate kind of right in that zone, and we're just, at the upper end of the zone. That's where they like to put it. So, no big nothing right there. Personal income down just a bit. Just a bit. And we've got the FOMC meeting coming up next week. So we're at the end of this week, looking down the barrel of 3 more days in July. Holy moly. Already putting that one to rest. So next Monday, nada. Not really anything on the economic news front. Tuesday, we've got this. Some consumer confidence and some jolt jobs after the market opens. Nothing in the pre-market here. On Wednesday, dun 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 dun. This is the big deal here. Interestingly, they're going to throw the non-farm employment change in right there on Wednesday, on the 31st. That's weird. And then pending home sales while the market's open. We're going to get some unemployment cost index, some Canadian GDP. That's not us. And then down here, 2 p.m. This is the big deal, the big show, if you will, for Jerome Powell right here. And it's probably going to hold rates this steady. I don't see how they can. I mean, we look at the interest rate chart. I don't see how they can cut rates right now, unless they're just being a little carefree. Like, if they cut rates, they run the risk of having to raise rates right back up. But at the same time, the DGS2, Delta Golf CR2, right there, 2-year constant maturity rate, which is the market rate to correspond with the Fed rate, is underneath and declining a little bit. So it's a higher low, though. It could bounce back up. It could, if they cut rates, put them right back down in here, this thing could spike and get above their rate. I think that's what they're worried about. They want to provide cushion, so if this thing starts running, they have opportunity to raise rates. But I don't know. Every time these two lines have crossed and the orange is above the blue in the past, we've led to some sort of financial meltdown. Right here, we had the rates freak out, and then COVID right there. Oh, a little gnat flew in my eye. Anyway, so we had that right there. Before that, look right here. And the Fed chased the rate all the way down to the bottom. It actually led the final bit. Just absolute crazy. Absolute crazy. And here we are, sitting up here. You can say, well, it's the market's expectation of what the Fed's going to do is what sets the market rate. But we stalled out here, and we didn't, they got above it right here and kept climbing. I don't know. I mean, cart and horse, chicken and egg, which one comes first, Does their job owning keep this DGS2 high, or does it work the other way around? I don't know. You can, you tell me, I guess. So, difficult to kind of speculate how it's all going to play out. I don't think they're going to cut rates, but they can surprise us all. Cutting rates, not necessarily bullish. Now, you see in the mainstream media that cutting rates is bullish. Well, that's what happened right here. Just talk about it. Why can they talk about the cutting rates is bullish? Right here, they cut rates. The market rallied until right up in here. We already had a problem brewing. This is the wild part, right? We already had a problem brewing in the interest rates when COVID hit, and then we plummeted out. That's the mind bender right there. Like, did COVID happen because of COVID, or was COVID the excuse? It's really like you can argue it both ways. It's really, really weird to think about. But we have the same sort of thing setting up again. If we start cutting rates and when the market rallies higher, the crash is going to be spectacular. All right. So when you see mainstream media saying, "Oh, they've done so many rates and it made the market go higher," or rate cuts and it's made the market go higher, they're talking about this right here. A little bit of one back here somewhere, but I would be very, very cautious right now on what's about to happen over the coming weeks and months and years. We've got a debt spiral that has never. I mean, we've got so much money. And I don't know, even old Elon Musk, who's he's not a dumb guy. You say what you want about him, but he's not a dumb guy. He's already saying the debt may be the thing that destroys this country. So be careful out there. And well, cool, Gabe. Glad to have you. And hopefully, a few things I say might help you out. So flipping back over to the ES, we're getting the rally. We may come down, test the 5-minute, and then move on higher. We go up to the daily charts. We came down right to support. While yesterday it was looking kind of scary, today we're taking it right back. Got to keep it all in moderation here. We may take it right back up here. Be careful. Be careful. All right. We filled that gap. We can take it right back up here very, very, very quickly. If we sustain any move down below this gap fill, probably coming down here. That's the long and the short of it right there. And interestingly enough, yesterday was a green candle on all of these. Well, it says green candle, but it shows a red candle. Interesting. So we moved up on all three of those. S5FI, S5TH, S5TW. And if you don't know what those are S&P 500 stocks above their TW is 20-day. FI is 50-day. And TH is 200-day. So it's a very, very broad swath of like broad brush, how to figure out kind of the bullishness or bearishness of the market, right? On the 20-day moving average, we're up near the top. On the 50-day moving average, we're up near the top. On the 200-day moving average, we're up near the top. Everything's pretty good. But the problem is here, the big problem, these are giant market oscillators, right? This one goes faster. We tend to oscillate from the top to the bottom, and the bottom to the top, and the top to the bottom, and the bottom to the top. So that's what an oscillator does right there. Oh, Sergio, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. S5TH right here. This is the 200-day. This one moves a lot slower. A lot slower. Right? The last time we were at the bottom, back here in October 22. And we just been kind of banging our head at the top. So this is indicative that we are trying to top out in the market. Are we topping now? Are we going to top from a little bit higher level? Back here in 21, we topped from a higher level. From back here in 20, before COVID, we topped at a right about the area we are now. And then we went down super fast. See, here's the rates freak out right here where they're cutting rates. Then we climbed it back up, and then COVID happened. So be careful. Be careful what narrative you listen to in the mainstream media. Hopefully that's why you're here. And I'm glad to have everybody. Glad to have everybody right here. All right. And Sergio, I do appreciate that. Like more than you know. More than you know. All right. Right here. That's support. I mean, I didn't really want to see it break down below this stuff over here, but that's what we got. Now we've got support at the gap. So looking at the S&P, less clear, but we've got that same kind of gap situation in here. Could we fill that gap? I don't know. We're holding on to this really, really tightly. We tried to get back up yesterday. Not concerned yet, but if we start down below this low right here of yesterday, right here, if we start down below that low, watch out for this right down here. All right. So watch out. We may get some chaos here a little bit. Now we have that. We could get some decline into the FOMC next week, and then go shooting off. So there's definitely some not clear going on in the market. And NQ getting really freaking close to touching this down here. This has got me concerned also. If we get a bounce back up and stall out right here, this could lead to a bigger down on NQ. Much bigger down. This is NASDAQ futures right here. So you wonder how you trade this. Take these numbers right here, divide by 41. And you roughly got the QQQ price right there. Russell, IWM. This looks like it's going up. Like we're breaking above the 618. We're probably going on up here. Next target up. Right here. CL. Trying really freaking hard. Could not maintain a breakout of this consolidation zone. They just keep consolidating. Unclear. If we can break up out of here, get above the roadmap line, 90. If we can break down, back below these couple lows here, probably coming down here to a 70, if not down into the 60, 68, 66 area right there. GC, getting a nice little rally this morning, but man, look at that flush out yesterday. Whew. That could potentially be a measured bounce, but if it is, that's only a 3-wave up situation there. Unclear. That's not it's not my favorite right there. Now, if you hang around to the end, I know some people come, some people go. If you hang around to the end, I'll show you a trade that's set up. It's going to be my chart of the week when I put it out later today. If you want to jump on that thing, stick around to the end. I'll show it off here. Bitcoin. Looky here. Found support, rallying back up. This can get going very, very quickly. Got levels up here. 79, 86. Those intermediates at 77 and 85. This is looking pretty spicy here on Bitcoin. We might see a big rally. And like I said, there's some news I'm going to share after this is over at 10:30 on Zoom. So right there's the target. 76, 79, 85, 86 up there. Ethereum coming back. Not the strongest, but coming back a little bit. We're seeing some buying come back in. We'd love to see this break above here, above that 618 level. We didn't really get there yet. Need to get it so we can go higher. Get the confirmation we're going higher. And maybe like, why futures? It's like a certified price. There's no certification on crypto exchanges. Like they're all independent. So they've all got independent prices. There's arbitration that occurs between them, but we need to get above that 618 level right there. We turned up, turned down, came back to the roadmap line. Need to get above it. Need to fire off that alert, that confirmation that we're going higher. 44, 48, on that next push. And really that can set us up to go much higher, possibly 5, 6, 7,000 up there. But one thing at a time, we got to get above that resistance before we can go higher. And then dollar. Dun, dun, dun. My mic's maxed out. It's actually maxing out the thing, so it's on you. And right there, dollar underneath the roadmap line. Right there. That's indecision. We're not breaking down. We're not breaking up. It's kind of like the oil just kind of sitting. Indecision. Not really pointing us a direction. A lot of stuff, like, think about the 80-20 rule. Like 80% of the time, stuff will just be consolidating sideways, not really setting a direction, and then 20% of the time we're ripping. So we go through the market trying to find the stuff that's actually moving and actually set up to potentially make us some money. So I can look for two main patterns. If you're new here, I look for the market roadmap pattern, which is a simple price returns to the roadmap line here, and then it goes on an extension. It's a trend. I just draw it here. This is a trend, pullback, right there, and then we look for the continuation. And usually we try to get the high probability piece out of this, which if we move over the 618, get a daily close up there, that signals that we're going to get some continuation 74% of the time, almost 75% of the time. And the target is right up here around the 1272. And since I commonly hold that fib lines are kind of fuzzy zones, I go for 90% of the way to the 1272 for my conservative target, which would be the 1.1448 right there. So if DEC can get above that 998 area, we'd be looking for this move right up here to that 1143 area. All right, simple as that. MSTR, another trend pullback continuation situation. We're already kind of firing this off. The targets I've been saying for a few weeks now, 21, 23. ASML, you just got to be able to survive the down days. ASML is showing some weakness until we can get the bounce. I wouldn't touch it. If we break down below these lows here, could be coming on down to further support down around 650. CHTR, Charter Communications. Oh, look at that. Holy guacamole. That was a nice move right there. Look, this is classic, like how it breaks through, went way past extensions right there. We're looking at a potential bottom on Charter. That's a potential reversal. We really want to see this get back above here. I would be very cautious before I start chasing that. There's a day trade on SPY. MHK. Man, Mohawk carpet. Giant Mohawk factories down in Dalton, Georgia. Just south of me. Or at least they have been. We want to see that get up through that 174 area. Looking for 254. Right there, that's a higher low. That was a massive consolidation for a long time. I would be cautious there on chasing it until it proves it's going to go higher. SMCI, despite popping today, I'm still in the camp that we're going to see a deeper retrace. This was uncalled for. Over here, nothing but hype. Consolidating, and then take it back out. So watch out for the air to come back out of SMCI. FNGU almost tagged the roadmap line. Look at that. So darn close. Watch out for that to make one little final tag. Now it is a 3x leverage, and leverage stuff is one of the 4 things that does not always follow the pattern. But the last time it did it, look at that move. That was beautiful right there. Beautiful. So what's the magic in the roadmap line? It's a set of EMAs. I have a video on it. If you want it for free, I got a video on it. If you want to pay $5 and just click an easy button and put it on your chart, links in the description. But it's just a line that acts as support and resistance in the market. Look, right there, and it does it pretty reliably on all time frames. So I find it very, very easy to just kind of keep it simple with that kind of simple line right there. It's not anything crazy either. I give you all the stuff you need to know about it right on YouTube for free. It's like my favorite indicator, and it is. It's my favorite indicator. And CRWD probably coming on down right there. We broke below. Indicative, we're going on down further. Now the price action and getting the targets, that's a little more nuanced and involved. But look at that. Last time we hit extension, right back down. We're looking for the next iteration of this right here. I speculated if we saw that bounce before, or if we got that hit before earnings, that we may in fact see this bounce to higher levels. 558 right up there would not be out of the question. Now, me and Meta, I've never ever taken a trade on Meta and made money. I lose money every time I touch that hot stove. So I am not trading that for me. You can do as you wish. I guarantee you, if I get long, we're losing money. That's almost a lock. Me and Facebook and Meta never gotten along. Netflix looks like we're coming back down to the roadmap line. UCTT. Wow. Came up just shy of the roadmap line there. Now, coming up shy makes it less awesome. Although right here, came up, looks like just shy and shot off to the target. See, here's how it works. That high, that low, right up to the 1618. Right there, turned back down, right back down. That's why these levels are important levels right there. And it's kind of crazy how this works over and over and over and over on the market. So we could push this on out, 58, 59, possibly 63, but this candle is not closing above that 618 right now. We'd have to get and it's really, I would really want to see a green candle there, not a big red candle. So we'll see what happens there. NVDU, leveraged NVIDIA. That could be indicative of a bounce on NVIDIA. Nail, that one's rocking and rolling. Target's right up here, 169. MMM, nice, shooting up, breaking through the resistance zone. Next one up, right up here. Next resistance up, right there. We're just coming up to the bottom of it. USD. Ooh, that just shy. Got really close. Goose has a theory that some of these more followed stocks and ETFs will truncate and not fully hit part of the time. And we've been talking about that in the last couple months, that sometimes you get this truncation where we don't fully hit, but it doesn't make it any less awesome. For me, it's less awesome because it won't trigger my automated searching algorithm that looks for this stuff. It requires it to actually hit before it'll take a trade and fire an entry. So 79, 179, possibly the upside once we fill the gap back here above 145. PODD, the list was long today. So PODD coming down, even though it was on the poppers list, now it's getting murderized. Not cool. SOXX, that one basically hitting the roadmap line there. So we've got this, that high, that low, break back above this, right up here at 249, probably going out to 273 if we can do it. SMH, that one looks like it has a little bit more to go on the downside. Be very careful. For a long time, this was my target zone. We touched it, retraced, busted up through it, and then we came back to test it. So it's an important level right there. And it was based on some fibs from way back down on this move back here, pre-split. So I think that zone's pretty much done by now. And we'll see what happens on SMH. Hasn't touched the roadmap lines back here in October of 23. So it's been a little while, been a few days. LABU, leverage on biotech. That's like two of the dangerous things right here. Leverage and biotech right there. That's two of the things that I don't like right there. So be careful. Biotech. Leverage and biotech right there. So be careful. All right, put myself back on the correct side. ANET looks like we're coming on down. We have not hit the roadmap line yet. CREV. Oh, don't mess with that. Holy, look at that. JT said we were coming back down. We did. Oh my goodness. When we did that pop, it showed up on the list. I was like, we're coming right back down. There it is. ARM. This one's probably coming down eventually. Looks like we busted below the head and shoulders. Although we didn't really make much of a shoulder. We kind of did, I guess. Maybe. Little baby one. Little baby shoulder. Watch out for that to get continuation. Although this could be a fake out on a head and shoulders fake out where we broke down and then we shoot back up and then we go on an extension. The extension, same kind of, we may make a higher high right there. So this is a cautionary situation and it could extend up to 210. You know, anything's possible, right? I just go looking for high probability patterns and that's not one of them right now. QCOM, oh, looky. Hit the roadmap line. If we get back above here, looking up to 238. Ryanair has been being crazy and we're going to have to get above the roadmap line to indicate we're going higher. This could be a measured bounce, which is the other pattern I look for, where we move up or down. We make a move. We exhaust that move. It can be up in this case, or it can be down. And then what we do is we do a 618 retrace right here. That sets it up that the odds are we're going higher. The target right up in here. Potential target right up in here. And if we're really lucky, 241. So, Connell, leveraged on Coinbase, has not broken above the 618. I did add some exposure to this on the last potential run. Just kind of sitting sideways. I want to see this breakout, go cruising 100, possibly 117 up there. And yeah, Meta. AMAT, back to the roadmap line. See, the market could bounce here because a lot of this stuff has hit. And we've set the stage to rally again. Break above that 618, 234, 264. FSLR, right there. Almost hitting. Watch out. EVRI. Wow, that's a pop. Man, that thing has been getting punished. Right down to the 786. Potentially getting the bounce. I really want to see it retest the roadmap line somewhere right over here after it starts turning up. After we get some turn up, see it retrace, retest somewhere over here and get the continuation. That's not enough for me right now. We still have a lot of upside resistance. AVGO. Looking like we may get that roadmap test right there. A little bit further down. Watch out for that one. WINT came popping right up to the bottom of the roadmap line. This is a dumpster fire stock right there. Be careful. Why do I say dumpster fire? Look at this. Down 225. These reverse splits in here. One for 50. One for 18. I mean, whew. That's a dumpster fire. If I've ever seen one right there, just don't trade them. Just don't. NVIDIA. I hold NVDS shares. I'm up like 30% on this baby. And I might dump them. I might have warmed my welcome. Like we could get a bounce here. I do believe we're going to fully retest that right there before we do bounce, but then we're coming back to at least there. If not, if we don't hold that, we could come down to here. So be careful on NVIDIA. Not necessarily bullish. I mean, old Jim Cramer was on X last night saying Nvidia and Apple are the strong ones. Buy them. Be careful. Apple and Nvidia might be, the Jim Cramer curse. Apple and Nvidia might be the ones that are gonna go cruising back to the roadmap line, while other things rally. TECL, 3X Technology Bull, back to the roadmap line. If we can get a bounce going at all, move back up through that. 118 upside target. NVDL hasn't quite hit yet. Indicative there's some more air to come out of NVIDIA. Carvana. That one hadn't been back to the roadmap line since November. So watch out for that to retrace at some point out here. Watch out, watch out. Tesla. Consolidating here, right in the zone where we expected. Did drop on earnings, just like we do 70% of the time. And looks like it could hold this area. We might get a little bit further down to the roadmap line, but I don't really want to see it overlap this $200 high over here. We can hold above that, start going up. Looks like we're likely to go up into this zone, possibly up into 300 area. Then we may see another retrace back to the same zone where we are right now before we can get the bigger move up to like the 500 area right up here. IGT. It's a scary chart. Lower high. Just be careful. Anybody grab the US version, not the international version. And lots of gaming looks like it's having a lot of trouble. Look at how long that's been going sideways. I just wouldn't even mess with that. Off my list. XLK. Almost back down to the roadmap line. Right there. Got a little extra air. Could come out of that one. AMD. That is broken down below these lows. Caution. There's the target. It's been the target for a number of months right there. I'm not playing it to the short side. 85 to 105, 115 possibly is going to be where we retrace to before we find support probably. It's on the log scale. Probably coming back. BMY. Resistance right here. Right where we are. Be careful for that to turn back down. Now, if it can get back above that right up there, right up to 55, we could start talking about higher levels, but this basically did the extension lower. Look at that. Move up. Broke down almost to the target down in there on the bottom. Truncated just a little bit. This could be the reversal, but we need to get up through that resistance. Stall out, retrace, and then break out in earnest. Right there for BMY. TSM. Dun, dun, dun. Looks like we may still retrace some more. IWM. Like I said, that one's probably going on out. New target. Just a little higher. 230 probably. Dell. Right back down. Nailed it. If it can hold support, turn back higher than this consolidation right here. 196, possibly this 235 area I was looking for before. DPST. Oh, nice. A little bit of chaos, but trying to break higher there. That target zone right above that. We can do that, retrace, hold a higher low, and break out again. That could go up substantially. BitX, leverage Bitcoin, getting a nice move. Bouncing off, secondary bounce off the roadmap line. If we break above this zone right here at 48, probably going cruising 68, 80, possibly even some bigger, much bigger targets than that. TER, that's back to the roadmap line. Set it up. 170. MU. There's a lot of stuff today. Look at this. Back to the roadmap line. Set that up. Break above. 137. Go cruising on out. 165. VRT. Back to the roadmap line. Break above. Go cruising on out. 114. RCL. Ooh, that's got a little ways. That's got some air in it still. Be careful. Although we do have the uptrend of lows. Trend lines are one of the weaker of technical analysis tools, but got a trend line of lows. We can hold that and go on another extension very easily. GC closing out. Dash down below the roadmap line. Look, weakness, 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 weakness. Pushing lower. Watch out for a possible flush on Dash. RGC, it's not a high probability flush. It's just a possibility. RGC did the break above, did the retrace, hold. And if we can go higher, move back up through this 1950 area, takes up to 39. EMPH, just stuck. Just stuck. That's a 3-wave up and just stuck in that consolidation. Lower highs, higher lows, kind of just, that was just nasty. Decliners, stuff that was dropping, looking for opportunities. We always look at the poppers, and then we look at the droppers, things that were dropping pre-market. So we disappointed on earnings. This is trucking. So we've got a few other trucking things on here. And why didn't I say anything? Because there's nothing to say. Like, that's just consolidation sideways for a couple years now. Nothing. It could be making a head and shoulders, but it just doesn't look great at this point. DXCM. Oh, baby. Wow. Lower low. Wow. That got whacked. Why am I cautious on these long-term consolidations? Look at this. This looks like DPZ almost right there. Look at that. Got a little more air. Could come down to 58 on Dexcom. BIIB. Ooh. That looks like we might turn down. 184. BAH. Under the Booz Allen. That's I looked that up before, didn't I? Like, they make all sorts of weird stuff. Miscellaneous commercial services. Yeah, that could be a bottom. You'd have to break back above this 152, 168. ACN. Nothing clear there. We may be looking for a deeper retrace on ACN. Old Dominion. And more trucking. Feeling the pain. It was on the droppers list. Now it's recovering pretty nicely. It might go on an extension here. They could actually beat. I mean, they did beat on earnings right there. Beat on the top, missed on the bottom. Yeah, showing some strength. 238 could be the target. XPO Logistics. That one also potentially bouncing. If we can get above and stay above 141. TNDM. And could find some support there. NTES. Not looking great. ZYXI. Look at that, baby. Dropping. That's not indicative we're going to see higher stuff there. That's medical specialties for you. That falls in the same category as biotech for me. And it's been going nowhere since 2019. Look at that. Nowhere. Don't chase things like that. It's not indicating we're going anywhere. And now the bonus for today, right here. Probably my chart of the week. Look at this, baby. This is a beautiful, beautiful setup right here. Holy beautiful. Look at this. Look at this thing right here. This high, this low. It closed above yesterday. Extension, target 39 right there. Beautiful. Probably buy some shares. Beautiful setup right there. Beautiful. There you go. There you go. That's probably going to be the chart of the week right there. All right. And S&P, watch for the break back up. If we can get above these highs right here, set the stage to rally back up strongly. Those highs right there, color them in a little darker. Watch for that break above that right there. We can do it. We can go up quickly. And we've got a little bit of resistance right here to get through. So back up at 55.60. Game on for going higher. And yesterday, I put out a kind of a notice in the middle of the day. If we get back above 55.50, odds are we're going higher. We're not going to go lower anymore. That level's kind of still up here. So if we can get above that 55.50 area, right up there. We got really close yesterday and then rejected it right back down pretty hard. That's a futures number. There, that 55.50 area. If we can get above that, odds are we're going higher. So right now we're just indecision, indecision, indecision right here on the 15-minute. That's a lower high so far. Not indicating either direction. So bias for the day is just cautiously sideways for right now. We could spike another lower low. We could drift lower into the FOMC next week. There's lots of coulds. Be very careful. Ooh, that's a pricey one right there. That's gonna be a pricey one. Target right there. Yep. 1854.59. 1854 right there. All right. Be careful out there. Remember, the account you say may be your own. Give me a like below the video if you liked or found anything helpful I said today. And remember, I'm going live in about 30 minutes. Link right here. Come join me if you want to find out what I'm going to say about crypto and why this thing's rallying on crypto and BTC, USD. Oh, BTC, USD right here might be about to do something crazy. Come find out. See you later. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great